Welcome back to the channel, and hopefully today will see me actually starting to cut the panel raising on the door panels. Now, the problem I was left with at the end of the last episode was the shaping of the top, because running the panel raising on a straight run is, that's a fairly simple procedure, and that's my test piece that I'm going to be using. But because of the shape of the top of the panels, I can't make a straight run against the router fence. So I've been giving this some thought, and I know Jim left a comment after the last episode. He's looking forward to seeing my solution to the problem, and the encouragement from my neighbour Tim, basically grab the nettle, run with it, have confidence. That's what I don't feel, but it's what I'm going to have to do. So what I've decided to do is, I'll have a test piece, yes, but I'm going to try doing it freehand, as in not running it up against the fence at all, which means I'm going to have to take it very gently, and I'm going to have to be very careful about the whole piece digging into the cutter. So that's what I'm going to be doing later on today. Now, because it's literally trial and error with this one, I'm going to use my test piece, my scrap wood, and I'm going to cut an edge on this similar to the door panels. I'm going to use one of the templates that I made a couple of episodes ago, and then with this test piece I can see just what the freehand cutting is going to be like. So that's where I'm at. I'll see you the other side of cutting the shape to this test piece. Well, you saw what happened. Do I want to go through with this one? I'll have another go, and I'll take it from that side. That way I've got a fresh start. But I think I might have to abandon this. But anyway, we'll see. I'll have another go. Okay. The big pause is me thinking, and taking it very gently. You will have noticed that I was avoiding this corner as I fed the piece into the cutter, and it was cutting quite nicely on this leading edge on the face. The problem was when I started to cut this top. So when I got to about here, the top cutter is just digging in too much. So will it help if I cut that edge first and then cut this? Now that's an idea, isn't it? And I do need a bigger piece of wood on account of it's getting too, with this test piece, it's just getting too close for comfort. So with the door panels, I'm going to have plenty between me and the cutter because of the length of the piece. But this test piece, it's a little too close, and I'm getting very nervous about it because I do not want my fingers dragged into this cutter. So let me sort out another piece so I've got a fresh start. I've cut another piece of scrap wood, and this is a very wormy piece, so definitely scrap. And so that's the shape roughly. As I mentioned, I'm going to try cutting the panel raise here to start with and then take this. So just adjust the fence to make a couple of shallow passes on that side, and then we'll see where we get to. Okay, so that cut very nicely. There's nothing wrong with the cutter, and there's nothing wrong with using it against the fence. So now I've taken that corner out, let's see about moving the fence right out of the way and seeing how that progresses, like that. Because there should be nothing now to catch at that top end. So no, there was nothing wrong with that corner. It caught when it was here. So, to be honest, I don't think there's going to be a solution to this. I honestly don't think I'm going to be able to manage it. The only thing I can think, with it being this top cutter, this back cutter that's doing the damage, I think what I'm going to have to do is take that off and just use the face side cutter for that top edge of the door panel. Now that's an alternative. I'll leave the cutter where it is, I'll take that one off and have another go. Right, I've taken the back cutter off, so let's see how this goes by way of freehand. Well, that went very well because I was able to follow the guide bush. That's a very clean cut. So for this top edge, I think what I'm going to have to do is just increase the depth of, or the width of the slot to take into account the fact that I haven't got that back edge, so the edge is going to be a lot thicker, but at least from the front that will look very smart. I'll have another go. I'll cut another bevel there and see how that goes. Okay, here's second try. Right, there was a little bit of catching, but that by and large has gone quite well. So the for this top edge, the final thickness of the piece is just a shade under 10 millimeters compared with the 6 here. So the slot cutter, that is 6 1/4 or 1/4 of an inch. So for this top edge I will probably have to make 2 passes. That's fine, I can manage that, and at least that will be a consistent product. It will look consistent from the face edge, or face side I should say. Okay, so what I'll do is set the fence back up for the sides and bottom, and then I can start cutting those. Okay, so I've reattached the back cutter, with this being the straight sides. I've adjusted the fence, and I'll be taking 2 or 3 passes on each length. So here goes. And this is the result after the first pass. All four have now got that first chamfer on. As we have a pass of the RAF trainers, probably going back to Cranwell. So that's gone well. I did notice there was a little bit of sniping on a couple of pieces like there, but that I think will be a result of the grain and going against the grain. Not a lot I can do about that, just take it nice and steady and hopefully it will work its way out. So that's the first pass. I'm going to get the fence moved and then we can make a start on the second pass. I've adjusted the fence. Here we go with pass number 2. Well, this is working very, very well. Even like that, there's a tiny bit of scorching there, but there's hardly any scorching on this work, which is a great relief. Now then, I'm just going to see with this last pass, how close was I to the guide bearing? Because really, I would like to get as close as possible. It can go back a tad more, so I will make it a 3-pass cut. Let's see how that goes. And I'm going to start from there and feed it toward the fence to start with. That way it will hopefully go up against the bearing. that's gone very, very well. I'm very pleased with that. 3 passes, and I've managed to get down to the guide bearing, so that's the full size of the panel raise. And very nice finish, no scorching whatsoever because of that small final pass, and that will go into the groove very nicely. So yes, I'm very pleased with that. Right, let me just tidy up, and I think that's as far as I'm going to go today. I'm not going to attempt this top edge today because I want to, inverted commas, attack this when I'm fresh and got all my wits about me. So that was certainly a learning curve today. I've been able to see a way round the routing of the top curved section of the door panels, and I've finished the routing of the 3 edges of each of the panels. So as I said, that's as far as I'm going for today. I want to get to the freehand part of all of this next week. So thanks for coming along with me, and welcome to the new members of the channel, and hopefully we're all learning along together in this what seemed a simple idea and project, but anything but. So getting along nicely now. Hopefully next week I'll get these door panels finished, then I'll be in a position to do the panel raising on all of the other panels. And I wanted to get the door panels done first before I did anything else. So yeah, that's as far as I'm going, and I'll see you next time.